Hey everybody, it's Kathy Weiss. Welcome to Monday Messages. I'm coming to you live from my reading room here on the central coast of California, and I'm super excited to find out who today's winner is for this week's live intuitive reading. But before I do, can I just show you something that is like the most ridiculously adorable thing ever on the planet? And hopefully this will happen without too much disturbing. Check it out just really quick because, oh my God, it's ridiculous. Yep, right there across from me is my co-host Agnes, just hanging out, sending her awesome, loving vibes across the way too. I had to show you because, oh my God, I mean, like for real. And the thing is with Agnes, for people who have not met her in person, is she's like this totally amazing, like therapy dog. I mean, she's not certified as a therapy dog, but like everybody just loves her and she just like warms your heart. And I felt called to do that because there's definitely a lot of loving energy inside. My mat is I had her teacup hat today, and just the energy that's coming through is really one of pure positive love. So for those of you who are just meeting me or getting to know me, I am a highly sensitive intuitive, so I can feel and interpret subtle body energy and subtle energy that is coming from other places in the universe, spirit guides, divine channeled messages, things like that. And it's often called reading. So I like read your energy. I put words and language onto it using the skills of clairvoyance, which is where I see images associated with your energy, or clairaudience, where I hear words associated with your energy. And as I get into pulling today's winner, if your name doesn't come out of the hat today, I'm really going to encourage you to stick with and watch the entire video anyway, because there's often these like hidden messages in there for other people in these live broadcasts. For example, last week, after the live video was over, and some people watched it later and some people watched it live, but afterwards I had at least 3 people reach out to me who did not win, that watched the video, that were like, oh my God, when you said blah blah blah, that part was for me. So just know that there is definitely stuff going on in here, and if you don't hear any of those hidden messages and your name doesn't come out and you're so bummed and you're like, oh my gosh, I really needed some information, then, comment down here or message me and we can set you up a customized reading, especially if you're feeling like you're grappling with something that feels like a secret, or you feel like, my life is really perfect and like blessed and I have everything I've ever asked for, but I still feel this sense of disquietude or unrest within me. That is exactly the reason to message me or reach out and get a customized reading if you don't hear what you need to hear in today's live reading. So I'm about to dive in, but I'm hearing myself being urged to tell you about my little pile of goodies down here today. So I have Amazonite. I wrote myself notes because I often forget what I brought in. So Amazonite, which is calming for the nervous system. This is fluorite for protection and balance. And this beauty is golden aura for joy and logic. And this is like my favorite crystal right now because it's like shine. You can see it's like super shiny and reflective, and yet it's also translucent. And I'm like, ooh, is it shiny or is it translucent? Which is it? Super awesome. So there's a lot of good energy being brought into today's reading. And like I said, there's a lot of loving energy in the cup today. And please know that there is no judgment happening in the readings. Like, it's just information. It's not positive or negative. Whatever comes through just is, and it's the relevant, loving information that you need to elevate your vitality and to create forward uprising momentum in your life right now. So I have my eyes closed to not sway myself as to whose name comes out. And also, every once in a while, I flash my warning adult content because sometimes I drop the F-bombs. I don't know that that's going to happen today, but if you're concerned about it, you could pop your earbuds in, or you can, save it for later if there are sensitive ears listening. So today's lucky winner is Caron. Yay! Hello. Um, so Karen, I feel like you and I have never met in person. We're just connected on Facebook. But if I'm incorrect and we have met, please let me know. And also, if you are watching live or later, add some comments down here to let us know your thoughts about the reading today. So, Karen, you're really interesting to me because the first thing I sort of heard and saw sort of simultaneously is like old school TV static. Oh, Karen's watching. Yay, awesome, Karen. I'm so happy you're watching live. Feel free to comment back and forth with me. I can definitely just deliver all the messages, but if we dialogue, sometimes it can like ramp it up and get things a little bit deeper and more meaningful. Okay. So yeah, so like this old school, I don't think we've met either. Okay, I'm gonna get into this. So old school like TV static, and hopefully you are old enough to know what I'm talking about. Like when you would change the channel and it'd be like, and like the black and the white snow, fuzzy stuff all over the place. Like that was the first thing that I felt and heard in your energy. And so then what I'm hearing is that you're changing direction in your life or in some aspect. Maybe not everything is going, it's not like, I'm not saying like a ship changing course, but there's just one aspect of your life that's changing direction. And because it's sort of new to you, you feel uncomfortable to me. Like there's an uncomfortable feeling coming out of your body because you're in this sort of in between time. So whatever this changes that's coming, you're like in the middle of the process. And so the end result isn't clear, but you've also sort of left this old thing behind. And so, yeah, so it's like itchy and uncomfortable, more uncomfortable. I'm not feeling itch as much as that's like a word I would put on it, but it just feels like you just want to like take it off, sort of. And what I was hearing is relax and ask us for guidance, and we will show you the way. So I think in this change, what I'm hearing is that in this change that you're going through, because you're not at the end yet, you're not quite sure how to get to the end because there's almost like multiple pathways to this ending point for you. And so you're a little bit like, how do I get there? And so we all have these amazing, wonderful angels and spirit guides, or whatever word you like to use. From you, what I'm picking up is spirit guide. And there's one spirit guide in particular who's sort of like your traffic director almost. I'm feeling very masculine energy with this spirit guide, and he's saying like, and you see like he's wearing like like a safety vest, like a school crossing guard. And it's, oh, this is so sweet and loving. I'm just delighted right now. And he's like holding a stop sign and a go sign. And he wants to show you stop or go as far as like which direction would get you on this path the smoothest and easiest. But the thing is that our spirit guides are not able to step into our lives and assist us unless we ask them. And so if that's new to you or awkward to you, it can be as simple as sitting down and taking a quiet moment and saying, "Dear universe," or "Dear spirit guide," or however it makes sense to you, "I need help." It could be that simple. You could also say, "Dear spirit guide, please show me the way." And just trust that you're going to get impulses that don't necessarily make sense, or another person is going to say something to you that's going to light you up and be like, oh, that's the way forward. So when you start to connect to and work with your spirit guide, Karen, the thing that's important to know, if you're not practiced in it, they will make themselves known and the information known in a way that makes sense to you. And for a lot of us, it's through other human communication. So what I'm hearing right now is that chances are the way this will get communicated to you is through another human being saying something to you. that will help you find the way. But again, before that can happen, you need to empower this spirit guide to help you by simply asking and then trusting that the guidance that you're seeking is going to come to you. So to drive the conversation forward as an inspirational tool, I have some oracle cards in the deck I'm choosing for you today. Caron is the Mother Mary Oracle, and I love this deck because it's a beautiful, beautiful, loving guidance, and there is a lot of loving energy happening not only around you, but around a lot of other people as well. So I did shuffle the deck before I started the video, but I always like to do a little bit of a reshuffle during the video so you can see that that's happening. And if you're still able and with us live, Caron, you can let me know if once I'm done shuffling, you'd like me to draw from the top, or if you would like me to cut the deck unless a card falls out. So I'm just going to shuffle really slow and take a second because I know there's a little bit of a delay. And let me know if you want me to cut the deck or pull that top card. Right now I'm leaning, Caron, towards the top card because it was getting a little slippery. So I'm going to pull it, and if you're still with me and you would rather me cut the deck and take it from the middle, I will. But for right now, I'm going to trust that this top card is the right one. And it is Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth. And when people are with me live or in person, or I do sessions on Skype and also Facebook Messenger. Oh, she says cut it. Okay, so you're going to get 2 cards because I really like this one for you. So your first card is going to be Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth, and just take a look at that image and see if anything is jumping out at you as interesting or relevant. She says that works too. I'm going to give you both, sister. For me, the first thing I saw was like the image of the mother holding this infant being born, and then these birds rising up that made me think of phoenixes, like rising up from the ash. And not so much ash, but just that there's upward rising momentum for this change, and that there is some sort of a rebirth happening. I'm going to pull a sister card because you did want me to cut the deck. So let me pull a sister card, and we'll kind of double up the messages here. And then Our Lady of Starting Over. Okay. And then you can take a look at her and see if there's anything that jumps out in the image for you there. And what I'm seeing is like this flame from the heart, like, again, what I'm sensing is upward rising energy and momentum. If I were to hold both the cards side by side for you, what I saw in the first card is this upward rising energy of the birds that, for this reading, I've interpreted as phoenixes. You might interpret them differently. And then from the heart, again, this upward rising flame energy. So there is some aspect of starting over. There is some aspect of change. And it's upward, right? There's something growing. There's something blooming. There's something rising. And you probably know what that is. Or if you don't, sometimes when you step out of the energy of the reading and you contemplate it for a minute, it'll make more sense. Sometimes when we're in the middle of the reading and there's a lot of information coming in, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the information on Our Lady of Starting Over because I feel like this is more relevant to your reading today. And let's see, she says, soon it will be time to leave something behind you. This is that change I've been alluding to for you. I know that you may grieve this loss, even when you know deep within that it is best to let it go. And that's probably where some of the discomfort is coming from in this change, is that often when we're in change and we're leaving something behind, like there wasn't anything bad or wrong about that. You're just moving towards something new and different. And it can feel like a loss or like you're going to lose some aspect of yourself along the way. And it's normal and natural. And if you do go through some grief, allow yourself to experience that, which will contribute to the upward rising momentum as you come through any grieving process. She says, all situations have their purpose, but new purpose is calling you forward now. Even though it might be unfamiliar territory that you are feeling attracted towards, don't try to hide from it or avoid it. And I'm hearing that like really urgent and amplified in my mind. So, in any discomfort, you will probably bump up against resistance and want to go back to old familiar ways. And very strongly, I'm hearing like don't avoid this situation. Don't run away from it, and don't try to change it. Relax into it, and again, ask your guides for help and assistance, and they will walk you through this with more ease and grace than you thought was possible. She says, what will this moving on look like? It could be literal, is in the end of a relationship or business agreement, or a change in where you live, or it could be the letting go of an old identity or belief system. So, I don't know what that is for you. I can just feel the discomfort in it, but I get a sense that you know what's being discussed here. She says, Our Lady of Starting Over comes with guidance to forgive and to live and let live, guidance to feel all of your emotions, even the grief and the loss and letting go as you move into this new upward rising situation, and to make peace as honestly as you can with whatever has transpired, not to be good, but to be free. So in this upward rising momentum, there is going to be a freedom for you. So again, this like upward rising from your heart, and this upward rising of like the phoenix rising up out of the ashes of change, that there is going to be a huge sense of freedom, a huge sense of relief, and a renewed sense of joy and vitality. So now I know why I brought in the golden aura crystal, because there's going to be a renewed sense of joy. And I'm hearing to remind you too also that you are very, very deeply loved and protected during this time of change for you. And lastly, Our Lady of Starting Over arises when you need help to put the past to rest. You are entering a time when the loving mother support will be helpful as you step onto a new path. I'm hearing the sound of applause, as in you're being congratulated, and that you are successfully going to navigate this if you're not already successfully navigating it now. And that you will have a great sense of peace descend upon you soon. And I'm just hearing, we love you so much. And again, to be at peace and to relax. And you will be guided in this day and each day moving forward. End transmission. I sometimes hear this message is complete, and sometimes I hear end transmission. So that lets me know that that was the end of your reading for today, Caron. So hopefully you heard some things that make sense to you and received the guidance that you were looking for. If you have any follow-up questions or comments, let me know. You can always go back and rewatch the video. A lot of people will do that and kind of like take it all in and then comment again later. That's really super common as well. I'll be posting a photograph of your cards. And again, like I said at the top of the video, if you heard some secret hidden message in there for you, let me know there, or you can message me also. And if you didn't and you're like, oh gosh, I want that guidance for me, message me. Let's get it for you. There's a lot of love in the air right now for everyone. And I am super, super tuned in and like really free-flowing channel right now, so I would love to get your messages channeled to you. Caron, you are absolutely welcome, and everybody else who watched, you are welcome also. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next Monday for another free live intuitive reading. So remember to shout out next Monday for your chance to win. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a universal card draw for everyone later this week. And that's always kind of a surprise. So kind of keep your eyes peeled for a universal card draw as well. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.